He was walking across. Did someone call 911? He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. He was walking across. Did someone call 911? He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
We present Vincent Price and Coral Brown in Night of the Wolf, a horror legend of man and beast by Victor Pemberton. Night of the Wolf.
Yes?
Forgive me for disturbing you. Lodge said I would find you here.
Yes.
Chapel is beautiful. Curious time you have been entering the 20th century and think that...
I did not come all this way to Cambridge to talk about King's College Chapel, Sir Richard. Now, where is my son?
Mr. Deacon, surely we've been through all that?
Only by mail. It's been 6 months since you first wrote to me, and I am not convinced. Now I'm here. I want to know what happened to him.
You must know.
If I did, I wouldn't have crossed the Atlantic Ocean.
But the police...
The police! Let me tell you something, sir. Where I come from, the police may be what you might call a little thick-headed. But if they really want to find someone, they don't give up without trying.
Your son is dead, Mr. Deacon. He took his...
Hitting someone over the head with a bottle.
I know it is hard to accept.
I only accept facts, Sir Richard, fact.
There was the note.
Then why hasn't the body ever been found?
Because no one had known where to look.
They find a car mat in the shower. There are several drops of blood on the mat.
I sure you understand. Students.
Curie admits to fighting with Devon on the night of her murder.
Just disappeared.
Curie Renner has
You mean to say that no one
explaining
saw
to
him leave the university?
He is now the prime suspect.
What about his...
Curie says the fighting stopped when Devon received a pager message.
He and Robert shared them.
She left suddenly.
Outside
that was the last time Curie ever saw her alive. Was this message somehow connected to Devon's murder?
Yes, except there were the notes.
The
To
North.
expand.
You never mentioned.
Sophia, honey, you should try delivery.
Well, there
No.
is
You know, with
a
Amazon
daughter.
Business, you can save on supplies
And,
and use that money to change
fact.
things. What? I went to business school.
That wasn't business school, Frank.
You know what to do.
I can assure you,
I got this.
police have pursued
Millions of
every
supplies and
possible
quantity
line of
discounts.
crime.
Business will be
Richard.
flying.
Do you believe my son is dead?
Amazon Business, your partner for smart business
Then
buying.
perhaps you had better read this.
What is it?
Well, it's a note. It was delivered to me in my lodging soon after I arrived in Cambridge last night. As you can see, it's in my son's own handwriting. And it's dated yesterday, March 9th, 1883. Go ahead, read it.
Love God.
Now, is that a voice from the dead, Sir Richard?
It must be a hoax. Or what could it possibly mean?
It means that my son needs me. And if I have to tear down this university brick by brick, stone by stone, I swear to you, I am going to find him.
Freshly certified B Corp, Nespresso joins a global movement using business as a force for good. So we don't just cultivate beautiful coffees today.
What do you want?
We're committed to creating a beautiful...
If it's money you're after,
I mean, you know.
Nespresso. What else?
I'm a friend of your son, Robert. There are things I must tell you, Mr. Deacon.
19-year-old Devin Guzman has been murdered and is found dead in her car in eastern Pennsylvania. At first glance, her roommate and lover, Carrie Renner, seems to fit
Are you
the bill
trying
as
to
the
tell me
prime
you,
suspect.
you have reason to believe that my son is still alive?
And Devin had an argument in their apartment the night before Devin's body
If
was
you
found.
know what has happened to my son, Mr. Griffin, then
It was so
you
loud
must
that
tell me
patrons in the bar
everything
below
you
them
know.
complained about the no-
I must have your word that whatever is said between us will not be revealed to any other living
No,
person.
you have my words. But what happened to Robert that night he disappeared? What was he so afraid of?
Does the name Dorothy Northcote mean anything to you?
Yes, vaguely.
Well, Robert was in love with her. She had flaming red hair that falls down to her waist like a scarlet waterfall. And her eyes. She had such a wild look in her eyes.
It's so unusual for a young man to be infatuated with a beautiful girl.
Robert's love for Dorothy Northcote was more than infatuation, Mr. Deacon. It was a need. We first met her at the college May ball. I don't know where she came from or even how she got there. Robert somehow noticed her the moment she entered the hall. When she saw him, she began to mock him with her eyes. It was as though they had made some kind of contact without the need for words. From then on, Robert saw her practically every day. He became restless and tormented every moment he was parted from her. His whole being seemed to change. He even started to quarrel with me, something he'd never done before. He began to react to me and everyone else around him as some kind of a threat. He was consumed with hate. One night, I decided to follow Robert here to this bridge. From the shadows down there by the river, it was only his reflection I could see, shimmering by moonlight into the water. But there was no mistaking Dorothy's voice.
Why, Robert, I do believe you're staring at me. What is it, my dearest? What are you trying to say to me?
I can't live my life without you, Dorothy. You're such a part of me now. My past, present, and future. Take me away with you, Dorothy. I beg you to take me away. Don't you understand? I couldn't bear for you to leave me alone.
Oh, but you will not be alone, my dearest. Never again. No one can part us now, Robert. No one.
You are my soul. I am your creation.
Look down into the water, Robert. What do you see?
Darkness. Only darkness.
No, Robert, there is no darkness in the sky. Only light. The moon will protect you, my dearest. Protect you.
Nothing exists. The world doesn't exist. Only you and me. A cloud. I see. I can see a huge black cloud. It's all around me. I can't breathe.
Tell me, Robert, tell me.
There's something there. Coming out of the cloud. Two faces. They look so like... No! You take them away from me! Take them away!
Look at the face. I command you to look at the face. What do you see, Robert? What do you see?
Dyson's latest compact vacuum reveals invisible dust with a laser. Carbon fiber filaments pick up those microscopic particles. Suction is increased when needed.
Oh, my face! My face!
While this high-precision provides deep cleaning power, and 5-stage filtration captures fine dust. By direct from the people who made it. Free shipping.
Have you ever told any of this to the police?
When the world gives
Why not?
science and when you are left delivering life-altering news, science delivers life-changing news.
Maybe what we're doing with here. The first thing I want is to find that girl. Where did she come
I used to think that I needed to find the right person to be happy.
I'm not afraid. There's someone in that house who knows what happened to my son, and it will take more than arrogance to keep me from.
Yeah, so listen, the whole thing about not washing our hands.
The dog lives entirely creepy from our
Well, yeah, I mean, it almost always is both wonderful and goopy, but...
I know that Robert will be a great
you know...
After all, he was killed at 2:14, and I was in here with you until almost the very stroke of speed.
Which you were extremely clear about, and repeatedly, come to think of it, but there's
But what
no
concerns
clock in
me
here,
most
so...
is the nature.
Like their exhibition treaty, or...
Goose is a romantic game.
Oh, well then, theoretically, meet Gusta Mucho, but...
I have a fabulous bungalow in Las Vegas, just down the beach from John Houston.
Really?
You could hit his house with coconut milk.
Which I always wanted to do.
I could be there in 4 hours.
Who's there?
But is now a great time,
Hello.
or even a not
Is anyone there?
with the whole murder investigation?
Until I was we could swim in the ocean, swim in tequila, dance naked on the beach by firelight.
Frank John Houston with some coconuts.
Besides, it looks like that
So
enormous
little air.
same person is the real killer.
What? No,
Who's there?
I shouldn't have joked about that.
Where are you?
I'll tell the cops.
She certainly had a motive. I mean, my God, the victims jealous of others.
Yeah, hey, you know what? My
Where are you?
creepy too. I'm just gonna pop out, give him a quick rinse, and
Just use the sink he is.
no, I have diarrhea, so. And you can't let those fans down.
What? Where are you?
I have diarrhea.
Keep away from me. Keep away! I can't see you!
I'd like to work, please.
Seriously? What is it with everybody washing their hands?
Is that a dog?
Going to be the old chump walking into that police station.
Not a dog! Oh no! No! Help me, someone! Help me! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
God damn
Leave me
it.
alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
I need to talk to you now.
All right, grab me, Cole. What?
It's about the murder.
Sterling, I know exactly what you're going to say.
You do.
Who
are you?
Exactly
I
what
am
to do.
You do.
Sterling, it's me. Of course I do. Just like I knew you were headed for trouble the minute you laid your eyes on that washed-up old crumb.
She's like 50. Also,
It
maybe
seems like
a
it
little
was not
crazy. Nobody get out of here, Krieger, with your goddamn human breast milk.
I'm looking for my son.
I don't know if that's better or worse. Anyway, now I'm worried the cops might actually think Lana did it, so...
Mexico.
Wait, yeah, that's what she said.
Well, it's a Pierce. It's basically right next door, for God's sake. As if Los Angeles needed another Martius.
I don't know, Mother. Fleeing to Mexico, it just kind of screams, I'm guilty.
So, no one is technically fleeing because no one is under arrest.
I do not.
So if you're saying now would be the best time to go,
If there could ever be a best time to have your picture taken with a
Perhaps
donkey
you'll allow
painted to
me
look
back
like a
to say
zebra.
pretty sure there's a real zebra.
Let me see you.
Who's a zebra? God damn it, Krieger, I told you to... Wait, how did you change so fast?
Don't engage him. You need to be on the first mode of transport to Mexico. Don't even bother packing. Just grab a
It was
fake
my son's
passport at the
hunting.
office and go. But first, wash your gunpowdery hands.
Wait, you don't think I did it?
Who else?
Veronica!
Who's Veronica?
Jesus, why are you freaking cyborgs here?
Because we're getting 30 bucket bills extra each.
Well, get the hell out of here, all of you.
No, now wait a minute. This could actually help you.
To do what? Open an Adolf E. cheese?
Krieger, you have these god-awful monstrosities for each of us?
No. Maybe.
There you go. You got Mexico. Your robo doppelganger takes the fall.
The
And
rising
you come back after he gets the
the village
chip.
First of all, I didn't do it.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I feel like it does.
It's not always about you.
Or do I have to find out what I want to know from the village?
Decepticons could pass the frickin' Turing test. We can totally pass the Turing test.
What is that? A thing from Star Wars?
No, it's a test to see if a machine's artificial intelligence can convince a human that the machine is also human. Which they totally can. Go ahead, ask them anything about anything. Okay, let's see.
In the meadow.
Why not?
Fear is the condition
Now I have
of
to
the
wash
mind.
my hands again.
Most could call it an emotion. The dread of something you hope will never happen. Now you take me, for instance.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
All death.
I put off treatment.
Epclusa treats all 9 types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about it.
Afraid I have.
I knew for years.
If you believe in justice,
Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I have no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine was liver damage.
Epclusa is only...
And you have no conscience about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. My dreams are plagued by the prospect of taking a life in a good Lord is created. But society has the right to be protected from the powers of evil. I guess it's the same in particular countries.
What part of the United States is in there? Pennsylvania. Is that part?
I doubt if you ever heard of my hometown. In fact, you probably couldn't even find it on the map, but I tell you, especially when the lilac.
And what about the war, Mr. Deacon? Did you have to fight for your state of Pennsylvania in the American Civil War?
Yes, I had to fight. So did a lot of other men. They had to fight and die. Some of them were not even told to shoes. Nothing more than boys. You see, to us, the enemy was just a different colored uniform, that's all. We shared the same blood, we had the same oath. I never did understand why I was asked to kill a man when I didn't know. But then if you're a man like the late President Lincoln, I guess you'd be willing to sacrifice anything, even your own life. For something you really believe. Tell me something. How do you manage to run a house like this without servants?
Servants? Even get them to come out? I can assure you they'd never stir.
Why not?
Because it would intrude upon my grandmother's privacy.
Nick, what my grandson is trying to say is that the Northcotes have lived in the house, which is the first book. They have all that.
Superstition. That's what keeps them away. They know what this house is, and all it stands for.
Either be silent or leave my table. I do so hate being alone. I like to have fun, to be able to talk to people. This house has become so depressing. Don't be ridiculous. But it's true. We're so far from the village, no one ever comes to see us.
Well, now, Miss Sybil, you really don't make it too easy for people, do you? Surrounding yourself with wild dogs in the middle of the marshlands.
Not only that, Mr. Deacon. Ever since Dorothy has gone, this house has been like a grave.
Well, when does Dorothy get back from France?
I don't follow you, sir. And why?
No. No, thank you. No, I've got it. Why did my coach driver make me walk the last part of the journey up to this house? What did he mean when he said it's not safe for anyone to be out on the marshes after sunset?
My grandson told you, Mr. Deacon. The villagers have superstition. They believe they're haunted by the many victims who perished.
You're lucky to have survived your journey here at all, Mr. Deacon. A few steps either side of that road, you would have found yourself in mud bogs more than 12 feet deep.
What I heard out there in the mist, not only the mud I feared.
What do you mean?
Young man, I've lived in the backwoods of my own country long enough to know the difference between the howling of a wild dog and the call of a wolf.
Bacon. The wolf is a creature that has been extinct in this part of England for centuries.
And the question is all the more challenging, ma'am. I heard a wolf.
Nicholas, it's past 8 o'clock. Both the house doors.
I haven't finished my wine.
The doors, please.
Very well.
If you'll excuse me, I have things to do in the kitchen. Good night, Mr. Deacon.
Good night, Miss. Mrs. Norton, what are you all trying to hide from me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If Robert and Dorothy were seen together, then I want to know where they went.
I cannot tell you, because I simply do not know.
Dorothy must have talked about the boy.
Dorothy never so much as mentioned your son's name. We can't even be sure that they ever met.
But then why won't you let me ask her for myself?
How many times must I tell you, sir? Granddaughter is not here. Sooner or later, you're going to have to accept the fact that your son is dead. Why, even the police have concluded their investigation.
Mrs. Norton, I refuse to believe that my son is dead. Now, I don't know what went on between these two young people, but I promise you, I will never rest until someone tells me the truth.
Then I pity you. For in the journey to truth, there can only be pain.
Mr. Deacon. Mr. Deacon.
Oh, Miss Sybil. Well, isn't it late for you to be up?
I had to see you, Mr. Deacon. I had to talk to you. There are so many things you should know.
What are you talking about?
Dorothy loved him, you know. She really did love your son.
So he was here. Miss Sybil, why is your mother trying to keep it from
No, you mustn't blame her. She has to be strong to protect us.
Now, you listen to me. What has happened to my son? Where is Dorothy?
They used to come here, to the long gallery. It was the only place they thought they could be alone. But they were wrong. There are eyes watching us all the time. Listen to everything you say.
You came here to tell me.
How long have y'all been
What
married?
is it?
Dorothy.
Yes, where is Dorothy?
Since 2003, really, but we've been married for 15 years.
We're still alive.
That's good. Do y'all trust
Still
each other
alive.
100%? Yeah. Let me test that there. Please.
Never be warm.
Soft arms.
No.
Huh? Soft arms.
Hey, come on, you
All
understand?
good.
I gotta go get some stuff at the thing for my son.
Tell me about this gallery with portraits around the walls. Who are they?
My ancestors, aunts, uncles, cousins, great-grandparents, they're all here. Hold the lamp higher. Do you see how the light brings them to life? Do you see how they mock at us?
Most extraordinary collection of people. Their features. They're all identical. The same color hair, the same fixed expression, and yet something more. You can almost feel their hostility. And over here, this vast portrait. What kind of a man is this?
Do not mock at him, sir. Do not mock at John Northcote. It is he who first built this house, nearly 300 years ago.
The house he has never left. grotesque creatures ever do create violence. Long red hair down to his shoulders. Green, falling, as though he is staring straight out.
It was a portrait that was undertaken after the death of John Moore. It is the face of a great man.
What? Why are we going after that?
There is no moon or light. Moon. Think of the moon strikes light to the window to his eyes.
Cold. And his hand. Look at his hands like claws.
He will eat your soul.
Sybil! Next time you obey my instructions, madam, your door will be locked from the outside. Do you understand? Then go to your room.
Don't bother to lie to me anymore, Mrs. Norfolk. My son was here. Your daughter has told me all that I want to know.
My daughter has been a widow too long, Mr. Deacon. It has affected her mind. I must ask you to accept whatever she has told you with the contempt it deserves. Good night, sir.
Northcote Manor, house of dark shadows. Its grey stone walls tower over the marshlands like a monument. Doors are bolted, and iron bars are every window. Fates of claw meet that earth's unbound. The wild thorns. Secrets keep growing. Everywhere I go, I see prison. Everywhere is violence. Such hostility. Is it the cry of the wolf that is trying to tell me that Robert was here? For I feel the boy's presence everywhere, as though he is sitting beside me now as I write. If Robert still exists in living form, which I begin to doubt, then I fear for his sanity. Yes, who is it? Oh, Nicholas. Is anything wrong?
I saw the light under your door. I thought you might care to join me in a glass of brandy.
Oh, no, thank you. No, I don't drink.
Ah. A man of principle.
Oh, not at all. No, I just don't like it.
I envy you, sir. Alcohol is my only release from this house. Ah. So you keep a diary?
Yes, I was just completing my entry for the day.
You record everything that's happened to you during the course of a day?
And I do my best.
Why?
Well, I suppose you could say that a man who spends most of his time in a court of law has a need to write down the things that he's, well, likely to forget.
I doubt you will ever forget what you see in Northcote Manor, Mr. Deacon. Don't stare at me like that, sir.
Well, I'm sorry. I guess it's just that I'm fascinated by the family resemblance. Your mother showed me the portraits in the long gallery.
My mother is mad. Quite mad. There is madness in all of us here. Did you know that, Mr. Deacon?
What is it in this house that you're all afraid of, Nicholas? Something that you're too afraid to admit, even to yourselves?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where is my son, Nicholas?
I don't know, I tell you.
Why is it necessary to have iron bars up at the windows, Nicholas? Is it to stop something from getting in? Or to prevent someone from getting out?
Ask my grandmother. She is the only one who answers questions in this house.
Who are the intruders you fear so much, Nicholas? Why won't you tell me?
The only intruders on these marshes are we who live here. It is the dead who watch over Northcote Manor. They watch and despise. I have heard it said that to hear the call of a wolf is to hear the call to one's own death.
I don't believe in superstitions, Nicholas. I only believe in what I know exists.
It's the first night of the full moon. I would advise you to keep the curtains drawn, sir. The light will disturb your sleep. Are you a man of faith, Mr. Deacon?
When you get to be my age, you realize faith is one of the things you can't live without. And it wasn't until tonight that I knew my son felt the same way.
What do you mean?
I found this copy of the Bible at the side of my bed. Shall I read you what it says on the inside cover? To my dear son Robert, from your loving father, April 4th, 1870. I gave this to Robert on his 5th birthday.
If you change your mind about that brandy, I'll be downstairs in front of the fire.
Are you so afraid to sleep, Nicholas?
Northcote Manor is not a place for sleep, Mr. Deacon. It never has been.
Don't be afraid of life, Robert. Don't ever be afraid. God will protect you.
God? Don't talk to me of God. If you want to go to your church, then go, Papa. But as long as I live, I'll never go into such a place again.
It's only natural that you should feel the boy's presence so strongly in a place like this. Why, I've often seen him in here, alone, kneeling in prayer.
The wolf is a creature that has been extinct in this part of England for centuries.
We will eat his
So.
For the love of God, help me!
Robert! Robert! You must be getting old, Matthew. It's only a nightmare, you know. Only a nightmare. What's going on? Who's there? Who is it? Who are you? What do you want? What do you want? My hand! Something touched my hand! I can't see anything. It's so dark. I must get to the door. Who are you? Where are you? I can't see. What do you want of me? Oh, no. Oh, no. Get away from me. Get away from me! Oh, my hands! Hands! Digging into my face! Oh, no. No, the door, it's locked! Let me out! Somebody let me out! No! What happened? It's gone. It's gone, and yet the pressure, I can still feel the pressure. The window. There's something at the window. Balcony. Outside. Who is it? Who's out there? Who's out there, I say? Oh, my God! Help me! Help me, somebody help me!
Nicholas! Nicholas! Nicholas, where are you? Oh, Nicholas!
Sybil! What on earth do you think you're doing out here? Now get back into the house at once, madam.
But Nicholas! He's out here somewhere, Mamma. I saw him from my bedroom window.
You stupid girl. How many times must I tell you not to talk of such things?
It has broken loose, Mamma. Didn't you hear? He tried to get into the house.
Be quiet, I say.
You know what it came for, Mamma. You know.
Yes, Miss Sybil. What did the creature come for? Was it for me? Was I to be its prey? And why was it only your voice that sent that creature racing off into the marshes like a bewildered rabbit?
Mr. Deacon, if you are to remain a guest in my house, you will have the courtesy to respect my wishes. During the hours of darkness, it is unsafe for you to step outside the house unattended. Believe me, I tell you this only for your protection.
And is that why you locked me in my room, ma'am? Was that for my own protection?
You are mistaken, sir. I did not lock you into your room.
Then why did I have to break down the door to get out? Take a look at that window of mine up there, Mrs. Northgate. Tell me what kind of an animal is it that has the strength to tear down iron bars as though they were made out of matchwood? What I saw up there in the dark was neither man nor beast. It was of a shape and size so unnatural. The blood in my veins turned to ice.
Mr. Deacon, your life was never in danger. My gamekeeper, Mr. Morris, is employed to protect the house at all hours of the day and night.
What is it he protects you from, Mrs. Northgate? Is it from the wild dogs, for whom you leave out plates of raw meat every night? Or is it from the wolf, a breed of animal that has been extinct in these parts of the country for centuries?
I have nothing more to say to you, sir.
Did this same creature come for my son, Mrs. Northgate? Did it come to that room where I found my son's Bible at the side of my bed?
Good night, Mr. Deacon. Come, Sybil!
Did it come for my son as it came for me, Mrs. Northgate? For if none of you are willing to tell me the truth, then I swear to you, in God's name, I'll find someone who will.
Man into animal. It is a theory that has plagued men of learning for centuries, Mr. Deacon. After all, what is man but an animal? He has paused to walk on his own sense of direction. He lies, cheats, hunts for his food without conscience. And all for one purpose. To survive. Think of the monkey, the baboon, the gorilla. All of them had great ancestors. And yet as we mock at them through the bars of their man-made cage, are we really to believe that we have progressed into the superior beings we are today? No, sir. We are superior only in objective.
The only advice I would have would be to not listen to anyone and to do what you love and to make things that you love, whatever it is. Make your favorite things. Be the audience. Make the thing for you the audience.
Human animal?
The Fenlands have always suffered their share of superstitions, but none more strange or difficult to understand than that of the werewolf.
Werewolf here in the middle of the English countryside?
We scientists have invented a respectable word for the study of it. Lycanthropy. The transformation of man into wolf. As you can see by my collection of books here, I've been absorbed in the subject since my student days in anthropology at Cambridge.
Now, look, even I know that the origins of lycanthropy are found in the myths and legends of all European folklore. But what you're asking me to believe is that there actually exists a living human being that is capable of physically transforming itself into a wolf.
Even scientists have to accept that there are some phenomena which simply defy the laws of nature. I'll show you what I mean on this wall sketch. Oh, now, is that anything like the creature you saw last night?
My God, it's incredible.
This is no myth or legend, my friend. It's a composite drawing taken from the descriptions of those who have actually seen the wolf creature.
It's not a man, and it is no animal. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, it has the skin and hair of an animal, but those eyes, it has such a wild look in its eyes.
A creature whose natural strength is more than quadrupled during the period of transformation. It defies all known scientific laws.
Professor, do you believe in life after death?
That's an odd question. I don't know, really. But I suppose if you believe in God, then you ought to believe that life doesn't end with death. Why do you ask?
And I was just thinking, there must be an awful lot of people who have a need to make contact with the life hereafter. I mean, either through grief or as a way of using the dead as a weapon against the living.
Witchcraft?
Witchcraft, black magic, satanic ritual, call it what you will. But believe me, I have seen the effects that all of this can have on the human mind.
Playing from Fire Tablet.
Apart, because they are indulging in things that they do not understand.
You think some kind of bestial witchcraft has been used to create a phenomenon like the werewolf?
Man cannot create his own image. Only God can do that. But devil worship can create a madness that will make you deny the existence of your own soul. You know, I once met a Red Indian witch doctor who claimed that he was able to make contact with the devil merely by staring up at the moon all night.
The moon?
Stare long enough at a full moon that you can always hear a voice calling in the night.
Deacon, I think you should know. The wolf creature is seen only during the hours of a full moon.
Professor, when was the existence of this creature first established?
There are documents in the village church which suggest that the first victim was struck down on the marshes during the time John Northcote was building the manor house. That was back in the early part of the 16th century.
How much do we know about the first John Northcote? I mean, what kind of a man was he?
Oh, quite a tyrant of his day. The villagers are convinced it was Northcote himself who was cursed into a wolf creature by a band of travelling gypsies who had a grudge against him. We can't prove that, of course.
No. But if it were true, if Northcote had somehow been transformed from man into the wolf creature, then it wouldn't be without logic to think of the condition as hereditary.
Hereditary?
Well, why not? It wouldn't be the first time a disease has been passed down from one generation to another, would it? I mean, think of hemophilia, for instance, or any other disease of the blood.
Well, it would certainly tie up with what we know about the family's history of ill fortune. Then, would it mean that there is a werewolf amongst the present generation of Northcotes?
Why else are they so afraid to tell me what has happened to my son?
Deacon, Matthew, do you still believe that your son is alive?
Daniel, until last night I still hoped. But after everything that's happened, I find it hard to believe that I'll ever see Robert again. But I'll not sleep at night until I know how or why Dorothy Northcote took the boy to that godforsaken house. Until I know why his life had to be sacrificed for something that is just too evil to even think about. Daniel, will you help me?
Ever seen one of these, Matthew? Over here, in the glass cabinet.
What is it?
Take a closer look.
A pistol bullet?
I've been keeping it under this cover for years. By an eminent London gunsmith.
What do you need a silver bullet?
Legend tells us that only silver will penetrate the heart of a werewolf.
Oh, no. Daniel, no, leave it to God.
God can never rid us of a monster that has terrorized us in our dreams, Matthew. One shot. One carefully aimed shot is the only chance we have. But I will not fail you, Matthew. I will not fail you or your son. For with God's help, this bullet will end the legend that has to die.